Welcome to another episode of Blah Blah at STAAH, and today we're joined by Avijit Arya, who is the CEO for Internet Moguls, a highly successful internet and marketing business based in India and also with offices, I believe, in Canada as well. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Kevin. The pleasure is all mine.
So for our viewers, Avi has a fantastic story from street racer in Delhi through to property manager through to a mogul in his own right in the industry. And we're very excited to have him here with us today. So let's get stuck into this. If you can, share with us just a little bit about your journey from a street racer on the streets of Mumbai to a hospitality mogul.
Thank you, Kevin. My dad always says the most expensive thing you can ask from people in life is their time and not their money. So the fact that you have taken out time to spend with me here, I want to acknowledge and say thank you for that. And to every single listener over here who's investing the most precious commodity that they have, which is their time. And I'll do my best to make this conversation as valuable as possible. On the 29th of October, which just went, I turned 45. But the story I want to tell your audience is when I was 18 years old, born and brought up in New Delhi, India. All I wanted to do in life was to race street cars. My dad used to go to bed and from under his pillow, I would take out his car keys, race with people, make some money on the side. And my 18-year-old head was convinced that I could become a street car racer. I was pretty good at it and I thought I'd get some formal training. That was dream number one. Dream number two was I wanted to go to Oxford and study, not because I was interested in studying at all, but I knew it was sort of a melting pot of people coming from all over the world, and I was always interested in understanding people, cultures, personalities, and telling my story and understanding theirs. Both the dreams came crashing down when my dad lost everything in his business. Everything had to be restarted. We lost the house, we lost the cars, we restarted in life. As the eldest son in the family, I was called into the family business, which happened to be a 27-room motel. Started working in the motel. One day, an international tourist walked in from, paid us in Dutch guilders, the currency of Holland before the euros came in. Converted the Dutch guilders because they turned out to be double the currency that an Indian guest would pay. And I'm thinking to myself, what if I'm able to get all 27 rooms filled up with international tourists? That's when I was started thinking, how should I do that? During that time, Kevin, in the early 2000s, there was a new phenomena on the market called the internet. And that was what I wanted. It was very expensive, but somehow we were, got a few hours here and there. Finally, after 6 months, I saw an ad in the paper, Satyam Computers looking for cyber cafe partners. Contact manager Rohit Sikand. Rohit is still a friend of mine after 20 years because I was one of the first people to contact him for that. We went ahead, got the cyber cafe. Now, Kevin, I had 24-hour access to the slowest internet on the planet. It just wouldn't open, but I started chatting with people and people were always helpful. I have a hashtag belief in life. Hashtag people are good. Just people are good and they have a good side to them. Maybe you don't see it in the first go, but people were always there in life to be able to help. That somebody said, create a website. Early 2000s, how do you create a website for a hotel? Small businesses were not doing websites. But there were companies in Bangalore which were doing websites for international companies, got in touch with some of their developers. They promised a 6-month deadline. In 6 months, they deliver a website. But my first ever business learning was that just a website does nothing for you. I went back to the chat forums, asked people what to do. Somebody said, do blogs, articles. You start ranking. Ranking where? On Google, that search engine where everything happens from. Fine, Google, Yahoo, Alta Vista, Ask Jeeves, started doing all of that. Started ranking very fast because nobody was doing it. There was almost zero competition on those keywords. Started ranking on those keywords. My small hotel in Delhi, hotelajanta.com, started getting so much traffic. I didn't know what to do with the traffic. Again, got onto the chat. Some people said, put a query form so that people can actually ask something. My website had traffic, but no way to communicate with me. Put a query form. Name, email, what are you looking for? They sent information that would come in an electronic mail format to me every day. And I'm like, wow, these are real people. It's almost like a fax, except it's not a fax. But I started going back and forth with these people. On the 15th or 16th of December, I took a taxi, went to the airport, picked up a family of 4 people. I found that they were real human beings who I was corresponding with, got them, checked them into room 302. They paid me $400 for a 10-day stay at our property. And that's when I realized this internet thing works. And that's where I got into internet marketing for small hotels, and eventually opened my own company, started doing it for other hotels.
I think you've grown from humble beginnings to a business of over 100 people now. So congratulations to you for that.
Thank you, Kevin. We went from a 4-member team, completely bootstrapped, no funding, and no idea of what we were doing. We had no idea. There was no business plan. We had no idea. But people said, do this for us. 4 to 225. The COVID brought us to 100. And that 100, we became efficient, we became smarter, we became more profitable, and amazing things are happening since.
And obviously, if you started life as a street racer, you understand the concept of risk. So good for you for taking the risk and having a go at it. So well done. Like, how do you begin your day, and how do you get started? What's your sort of pattern for success to start the day?
Optimistically, I do think it's half time now, and I'm going to live till 90. I don't know, I love the number 9, so I think it's going to be 90. So if it's half time, you become more self-aware as you grow older. So I know for a fact that 18-year-old kid who wanted to do nothing in life to race street cars, I have those seeds of ultra laziness and wanting to procrastinate and all of those things, so negative things inside of me. And so therefore, when I think every human being has 2 sides. You have a higher self and you have a lower self. When my higher self is prevalent, after a good workout, after a good conversation with somebody like yourself, when I'm in the highest of spirits, I book myself solid for the coming days. I say yes to appointments, I say yes to interviews, I say yes to the morning gym. And then later, when my lower self takes over, I don't have an option, I cannot back up. So I book myself on place 4 days a week to wake up around 6:30. I've got 3 coaches. I've got a health coach, I've got a mindset coach, and I've got a business coach. So, and I meet with my health coach 4 times a week. I meet with my mindset coach once a week. I meet with my business coach once a week. So those I like to get over with first thing in the morning. So I have, and these are highly paid professionals who in some regards are doing much better than I am. So I'm a client of theirs, but I cannot take that time for granted. I look up to them and I cannot be 5 minutes late. So I have no option but to get the work done. So I always suggest to people, understand where you can falter and build a net around it. And so I got the best coaches. I built a system of getting up early and reporting to them. Now, even if I want to, I'm lazy or I've slept late, I've been watching TV, I shouldn't have done what I should have done, maybe have a glass of wine on a weeknight, which I shouldn't have, but I still need to get up in the morning and show up. So that's how my routines work, 4 times a week. And rest of the times I can get up at 7:30. And I have my calls with India because I'm in Vancouver, timings are different. I talk from 7:30 to say 12. While I'm talking, I've got my headphones on and I'm taking Benji for a walk and all of that stuff happens. But it's non-stop calls after calls from 7 to 12. And after 12 o'clock, I'm rather free the whole day to spend with my kids. I drop them to school, pick them up, take them to the gym, ask them what's happening in their lives, drop my wife to office, pick her up, take my in-laws out, do whatever I want to do with my friends and family. And then in the evening, when I'm not done the gym in the morning, in the evening, it's the gym again. Gym is very important to me for my mind. It allows you to think less and be more present in what you're doing. That's what the gym does for me. And then I love watching movies. I always wanted to become a movie director or something like that, but never found the time to do it. So I love stories. So I have to watch a Netflix series or something or the other every day. And then I've got an exercise that my coaches have given me to exercise my mental muscles. So I've got a few meditation exercises, and at the end of every 6-minute exercise, I get some bonus points which are reported back on the system to my coach. And I'm supposed to do 6 of those mental exercises every day. So 36 minutes of some kind of mindfulness. If I don't do 36 is the minimum. So with that mindfulness, with the gym, and with spending time with the family, with talking to the team in the office, I think I get most of the work done during the week. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I believe you have some properties that you look after or you manage and own, and obviously your business. So what are the key things for you, I guess, in the way you motivate and inspire your team?
We own 3 small boutique properties in India, and we manage, consult, help multiple properties everywhere in the world. Now, for our own, some rituals from coaches like Robin Sharma. The best coach that I've ever got is my dad. Till date, he's the one who guides me on what to do. So and then my mom is an entrepreneur as well. My mom and dad were the ones who started the hotel business, many years ago. So they're still entrepreneurs. They still work 10 hours a day. So my mom is a very empathetic person. She makes sure that every single person, we wish them on their birthday, we take care of them, we hug them when they lost a loved one, and all of that. And my dad makes sure that the numbers are. So between my mom and my dad, I learned from both of them. So I'm not a hard taskmaster, but I genuinely love everybody who works for me, and that love for them allows me to be tough. When it's time for tough love, my team responds rather well, because they know that this is not coming from an alien space of a boss. This is somebody who's going to love us back tomorrow, and right now he just wants work to happen. So I think that allows me to easily motivate them, because I genuinely care about them. It's just, I don't want to use the word people's person, but I normally wear a hoodie which I got designed for our company. It's called Heart Worker. So we work from the heart, and it does work to a large extent to motivate people to do the right thing.
That's great. I mean, one of my favorite expressions is, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And I think
that just touched my heart. I love it.
Lovely, thank you. And I think that it's important that in whatever environment you're in, whether it's in your private life or in your work life, if you're kind to people and you're nice to them, you get the best from them. And also they understand that business is business, or in the case of friends, sometimes they need some tough love. So that's really good. Thank you.
Can I just share a very short story with you on this?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
So my mother always said, Avi, your goodness is your strength. It's not your weakness. She always said that to me. And but 100% true story. On my birthday last year, near about my birthday, I had a dream. And I have lots of dreams. When you're thinking about a certain concept, any concept you think about, somewhere is a dream happening or whatever, you're talking to your subconscious. I don't know how that works, but this is what happened. I died and I went to heaven, and God's secretary, did I tell you this story before or no?
No.
Okay, awesome. So God's secretary met me, and she offered me a cup of cappuccino. And I'm having the cappuccino and I'm loving it, because normally a good cappuccino becomes cold by the time you reach half a cup. But this cup was warm, and till the last sip, I got good coffee. I was like great customer service at God's office. So he knew what I wanted. So there was a recognition. Second, he gave me a couch. The secretary gave me a couch. I don't like chairs. I don't like chairs. I like couches where I can sink in and I feel comfortable. Plus, I'm a large man. I need a couch. So I sat in a couch. I was like, great. They understand me. They care for me. They gave me the couch. Those are the things I remember. I don't know why that happened, but I remember that from the dream. Then she gave me an iPad. She said, God wants you to watch this video. You play the video, it will come on this big TV. There was a big 200-inch TV. Whatever you play here will come over there. Then she put some wires on my chest. And she said, just watch this movie and God will see you when the movie finishes. Now, when I put the movie on the iPad and it played on the big TV, it was a movie of my life from when I started living, and every interaction with my first friend, my everybody in my life, and how. But the wires that she put in were for me to understand how they felt when I interacted with them. Some people felt elated, some people felt sad. Maybe I bullied somebody as a child, maybe somebody bullied me as a child, I fought with somebody, I harmed somebody, or I said good things. So my heart, because of that moment, what I was feeling was everything they felt. So sometimes I would feel amazing, sometimes I would feel really crap. Amazing crap. So I was going through a series of emotions that I maybe had people go through. Now at the end, that kind of an ECG of what I've met others feel was, I was left with with a feeling, which was in between happy and not so happy. That was the crux. And then the movie stopped, and she came, she took the iPad, she said, God, we'll see you now. I went into the office, there was a crazy white light, and there was a knowing, there was just a knowing that this is who I am and this is where I am. So the point I'm trying to make is, it just reinforced, it was just a small dream, and I have all kinds of crazy dreams all the time. But it was just a knowing that it's all about how you make people feel. That's what you're going to be tested on. So don't worry about all the other subjects. They don't have a lot of relevance when the final exam happens.
Right. Well, your dream haven't had all the mod cons, including a cappuccino machine and the rest. I'll just be happy if there's a bar and a snooker table.
Nice one. You want it, you'll get it. That's how it works up there.
I'm hopeful, and old friends. Okay, so just to sort of wrap this up, I guess, what's the one pearl of wisdom that you would give your younger self?
Never go at things alone. There are people who know what you are looking for. There are people who've already walked the path, fallen, hurt themselves, and willing to guide, coach, and mentor you. Find time to put yourself in the company of people where you feel uncomfortable because they know a lot, and continue feeling uncomfortable till you start feeling comfortable, and then again pluck yourself out of that garden and replant yourself in another garden where you feel uncomfortable, because only there will you find constant growth. Everything else is good for your ego. You feel good where you are the boss and everybody loves you and all of that, but you need to be challenged. Otherwise, one day you're out of business. And today in 2022, people go out of business in weeks. A 10-year-old business can go out of business in 6 months. So it's very dangerous not to have a coach, not to have a mentor, not to have an ecosystem of people where, like I believe, just being associated with you, Kevin, with you, Tanmay, with all the people from STAAH, I learned so much about hospitality. I learned about what's happening in the world. If I did not have a circle of friends and acquaintances and well-wishers like this, I would not be able to run Internet Moguls the way we do, I think.
A little bit about you. Obviously, you love your health and your fitness and all of those things, but favorite pastimes, hobbies?
I don't like anybody at home, and I just like to take a warm quilt in the living room. I bring it down from my bedroom quilt in my living room, nice snug, nice hot cup of tea, and a brand new movie.
You also have animals, I believe. Is that right?
We've always had dogs. My grandfather was in the army. He had 14 dogs. So I grew up with him. So for us, having multiple dogs was very normal. Mom always had 6 dogs. Me and my wife and I, we run a rescue at home. So we have anywhere from 2 to 4 to 6, 7, 8 dogs coming in and out at all given time. So and in the summers we have bird feeders or birds coming in. We also live in a very beautiful part of Vancouver, much like your beautiful home. In the summers, it's just divine, and there are animals from everywhere. We also have bears and cougars visiting the neighborhood, which is it's a dangerous part, but there's still animals and they're still around.
Fantastic. Okay, some rapid fire questions for you now. So, what would you prefer to be? Avi, the hospitality tech guru, or Avi, the Formula One racer?
Formula One racer.
Okay. Now, on that theme, and obviously someone who loves his cars, if there was one car that you haven't driven that you would love to take for a spin, what would that car be?
I think I've driven every car that I've always wanted to drive. But if I was given an opportunity, a 1965 Mustang, the classic green convertible, those kind of old vintage cars are where my heart is at.
Okay, are you a work from home or work from the office guy?
I'm not a work from the office guy. I work from everywhere else. Even before COVID, I used to work from a nearby coffee shop or whatever, because I believe when I'm in the office, I'm doing work for my people. And when I'm outside, I'm doing work for myself. So the more I'm in the office, the more people get dependent on me. I was never a work from office guy.
And finally, scuba diving or skydiving?
I've never done scuba diving. I've done skydiving once, and I think it's the best thing in the world, because if you want to feel alive, like every part of your body, the level of fear that you get from skydiving, you can never get from anything else. So everybody should try it once.
I agree. Well, this was Blah Blah at STAAH, and we're here with Avijit Arya from Internet Moguls. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you today. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for working closely with the STAAH team. I know we appreciate it, and all the best for the coming year and the coming years as we get ourselves out of this mess that we're in at the moment. So thank you very much, and God bless.